Hi there, my name's Jennifer Hamilton, and I'm the author of Affect Theory and Breast Cancer Memoirs, Rescripting Fears of Death and Dying in the Anthropocene. So this paper emerges from a really long process following my own diagnosis with early stage breast cancer at age 33. I was at the time living and working on unceded Gadigal country known as Sydney, Australia, and literally across the road from Australia's kind of best cancer hospital. I was completely caught by this system and had an extraordinary experience with treatment, and it was all fully funded by our public healthcare system. The healthcare system is not perfect, and I recognize that the substrate of all kind of cancer treatment in the present is, the cancer industrial complex. But my experience wasn't that. It was actually quite good in the scheme of things. But what I was completely subsumed by during that whole process and afterwards was fear. Fear about what this might mean for my future, fear about what it might mean for my son, fear about what it means for me and my family and my work and all of the things. And this fear was really confronting. And one thing that I found when I was kind of experiencing the fear was kind of solidarity and a salve for the fear in reading breast cancer memoirs. So during this process, I read the breast cancer writings of Sedgwick, of Susan Sontag, of Lorde, and of S. Lachlan Jain. And then a little bit later, Anne Boyer's memoir, The Undying. And in all of these pieces, I saw the same fear that I experienced, but also a way of processing that fear and remaining connected to the ethical and political orientations that kind of preceded the fear, but the fear troubled kind of radically. In my work and also in my kind of life practice, I'm a queer feminist environmental scholar. And most of the theorizing that we do in my field has to do with the embodied earthiness of the human condition, and in particular kind of working against human exceptionalism and fantasies of kind of immortality and transcendence as they kind of work their way through the Western philosophical and artistic tradition. So this theoretical position or standpoint of a lot of queer feminist environmental theory was completely troubled by my fear, because I realized that I was kind of afraid of the thing that I was theorizing. I was afraid of my body. I was afraid of the kind of vulnerability that comes with being a human on the planet, and that I needed to figure out how to kind of square that circle and bring these two discourses together. And this is what this paper is. Reading these queer and feminist breast cancer memoirs in relation to the affect theory of Silvan Tomkins as passed by Sedgwick, Frank and Wilson, in order to rescript fear in the context of a planet in environmental crisis. Because one of the things that I think our theorizations of mortality and embodied kind of earthiness don't attend to is kind of the way that in many cases the loftiest kind of fantasies of transcendence are actually grown up in the fertile soil of fear. So without reckoning with this fear, I don't think our theoretical systems are robust enough to handle the task at hand. And so this offering, which kind of emerges from a very personal place and draws on my training as a literary scholar, is how I hope to intervene in this debate. And if it speaks to you in any way, please reach out. I'd love to have a chat about this topic. Take care.